Hey there everyone, and welcome to Completely Average Gaming, and welcome to this episode of Game Temp. Game Temp is a series I'm running where I'm talking about upcoming games that need to be talked about, and in general, game stuff. And today I figured we would talk a little bit about Transport Fever and its potential for a sequel. I really hope there will be a sequel to Transport Fever, just like Transport Fever was a sequel to Train Fever. However, as far as I know, nothing has been confirmed. But let's talk a little bit about what could be awesome in Transport Fever 2, or whatever they might call it. And when talking about potential features, potential upgrades to the game, it would be awesome if you guys could leave your thoughts as to what you would want in a potential sequel down below in the comment section. Let's get a discussion going on this, because I would really like to see if everyone wants the same features as I do, then the developers would be smart to add it in. If I'm the only one missing these features, it would only be me, and they wouldn't really lose that much. Then I'd buy the game anyway, so doesn't really matter. But yeah, the reason I wanted to do this is because I feel like there is something looming underneath the surface here. The reason why I say something must be looming under the surface here is because Transport Fever, by all accounts, was a successful game, meaning they would probably have the finances to develop and fund another game. So, and they're obviously still out there because they released a thank you patch around Christmas time, which was, thank you very much, very appreciated from a gamer perspective. But let's be honest here, they haven't been working on that patch since the release of Transport Fever, or since they stopped, regularly patching it and fixing it. So they must be doing something big underneath the hood, which is what I'm interested in. What might it be? I feel like it's probably something we'll hear something about in the not too distant future. I don't know, but I would imagine as much. And if it is, it's about time to put up a wish list, much like you do before Christmas for Santa Claus and all the good stuff. And what I would really want to see, and this is in no particular order, I would really like to see multiplayer come into the game, like you do in OpenTTD and less successfully implemented in Cities in Motion 2, for those who have played that. That would have been awesome. Imagine playing Transport Fever with friends instead of just alone. I mean, I enjoy my single player games, and that's not what I'm saying. Keep the single player, but add multiplayer would be awesome. And you can, either you can screw up for your co-player, or you can work together as a team, connect up different. Say the beauty of Transport Fever, right, is that you can make these wonderful maps. Like we have North Atlantic map, we have all sorts of maps. We can have different regions, right? I control Scandinavia of Europe, and someone else controls Germany, or Germany and the surrounding area. Someone else controls, let's say, Great Britain. And then it would be, all right, we all have to start in each our corners and then work our way and connect up in a particular spot. We could use trains that would be relevant for that particular region, and that would have been great fun, at least in my perspective. And of course, it also adds the whole, you can make a competition and you can do all sorts of things and you can have fun with your friends. That's the main concept of this. And I think that would have been awesome fun to see in the game. Another thing I would really like to see in the game is a performance upgrade, because Transport Fever is not particularly optimized for running on anything. No computer that I know of anyways. And my computer is a fairly good computer. It's relatively new and it's high specs. So everything should work on my computer. However, I experience lag, and I have, when I play with all sorts of mods, which is that of course drags down the performance, and it also isn't something you can blame the developers for. But Transport Fever has so many mods, so many awesome mods, so many great modders, that you kind of sort of have to develop the game so that it will also be optimized for running with mods, especially when the game is so greatly improved by the mods that are made. And to be honest, I haven't played vanilla in so long that I can't really speak about that, but I still feel like the game could really do with a performance upgrade, because I get lag, and that annoys me. It also takes me, I want to say, 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes to load into a game that I've been playing for, the one station challenge. It probably takes me 10-15 minutes just to load in order to start recording. So I have to set aside 15 minutes of waiting for the game to load. And if I, alt tab out of the window, that game is frozen. Or at least that's my experience with it. I'd be open to hear if I might be doing something wrong or something weird, something that is off the rails. Let me know. I don't want to do that. I want to keep it. I want some performance, is what I'm saying. I would also love to see junctioning working better, and the rails that they look funky when you put down a junction. Okay, so be it. Life goes on, right? But the fact that it's a hard task to get a diamond junction in annoys me a little. It's wonderful that you can, and it's, you'll always find a workaround. So it's not a superbly bad thing, but I would have loved it if it could be done simple and easy. So, you just drag out your first junction and then you cross it over to a diamond, and it would have worked. That would have been brilliant. Now, of course, a lot of these things, at least the performance to some degree, depends a bit on the engine, and the junctionage is something that could easily be, or easy is a relative term, of course, but things that could have been fixed with some amount of money and effort and time in Transport Fever. The question is it worth it? Is the amount of money and the amount of time and resources that were required to fix these things, is it worth it in the long run? I would estimate probably not. So that's why I'm gunning for it in an upgrade or a sequel. And then there's the road tool. The road tool has so many bonky things with it. It's nothing you can't work around. Same thing as with the junctions. Nothing you can't work around. So it's fine, but a little bit easier road working would be awesome, in my opinion. Also, that brings us on to the next one, which is a big one for me, and I really hope they implement it. And that is metros or subways, depending on where in the world you live. Implementing metros, subways requires bigger towns, first of all. Having major towns would be awesome. So having major towns, like big towns, brilliant. And then from there, you have your metro lines, which get fed in by bus routes and such things. If you're so inclined, I mean, people will always get to your train station, but having the metro lines allows you to profit on that. And then, the feeding bus services or tram services would also add to that financial profit, which would have been awesome. And then, furthermore, onto the trains. That would have been awesome in my opinion. And also a little bit of a rework on the airplanes and the boats in general. Both of them work. Nothing bad, particularly bad about it, other than the planes continuously going through mountains and such things. But it's not a crisis thing. You can always live with it. Just not look at it as it flies through the mountain. But things like these are things that I really hope they implement in a future game. I really hope they implement it and fix it. Because the game, Transport Fever right now is awesome. I love playing it. I love spending time in it. But to me, it's about time we get an upgrade. I'll still keep playing Transport Fever until an upgrade comes. Don't get me wrong. But an upgrade would be awesome. And in my opinion, if they need money for it, fooling me a DLC, I'll get it. I'll grab that off the shelves quicker than it arrives. Give me a DLC. I'll support your further development. Just this is a DLC. It's empty, but it will fund our future development of Transport Fever 2. I'll grab that DLC. Not even kidding. However, don't tell the developers that, because that's kind of dumb. But of me. But yeah, I would really want the game to succeed. I would love to see Transport Fever get another fire under its belly and you know, go on to be the big game again. But as is with all releases, you know, you have a release, you get a peak, and then it slowly dwindles. So I would really hope that Urban Games are developing a sequel, and that the sequel implements some of these features at least, and will be equally great, if not greater, than Transport Fever. But that's my thoughts and opinions on it. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. What do you think? Should there be a sequel? Should it wait? Should it come in several years from now? Should it be DLCs from here on? Should it just be upgrades on Transport Fever? If so, how would you be okay with funding Urban Games in their development of patches and such things? Let me know some thoughts that you have as to the future of this genre and the series. Would be awesome to hear your thoughts. If you've enjoyed this one, if you want to see some Transport Fever gameplay, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't already, why not fling a like at it? Because, you know, you watch this far, or fling a thumbs down button, and let me know why in the comment section. I'll see you guys in a later video. Thanks so much for watching. I've been Cag, and I'll see you next time.